Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Save the Adventure. Today stars the clever, slightly mad Dr. Harris. On day 14, two British rescuers replaced John and Rick, delivering food to Cave 9. They brought letters from parents and the coach's thanks. Harry then realized parents didn't blame him, but thanked him for keeping kids alive. Finally, the long-awaited Harry arrived. He didn't know he'd be the head chef of the rescue. When Rick needed unique skills, Harry was stunned. Harry was momentarily stunned and frozen in his place, thinking in his mind. Putting the kids under would be more terrifying than just sending them off for juice. This absurd plan had him in a spiral of thoughts. But reality bites. This was truly the only option to save the kids. Day 15 rolled around, and a rescuer delivering supplies accidentally dropped the breathing head. The oxygen tube jammed in a rock crevice, causing rapid leakage. His heart soared with fear. Oxygen depleted, a young life vanished. This left Harry facing a tough choice. He gradually realized that if they didn't act fast, more innocent lives would be at stake. But anesthetizing kids for a 5-hour dive means a second dose. Even ignoring risks. Even if they could seal the oxygen mask perfectly, who's to say the kids wouldn't choke on their own drool? Each risk could turn the rescue into a tragedy. Harry just couldn't make up his mind. So Rick chimed in. That evening, they sought out the mayor for a confidential meeting to put forward this incredibly crazy anesthesia plan. The mayor's face went paler as he realized he simply couldn't shoulder the responsibility for the teen lives. Then he invited the minister in and inquired, "Is your proposed method truly feasible? Even the parents also think this is a bit too crazy. We have to try our utmost, and if we fail..." Before the rescue operation kicked off, Harry had everyone practicing anesthesia over and over, terrified of making a mistake. On the 16th night, media were cleared out, and the teen kids would be rescued in 3 batches, with the crowd's mood swinging wildly. The rescue teams successively dived into the cave, and at cave chamber 5, which was 1 kilometer away from the exit, the team members conducted a final check of the rescue details, with the children's hearts pounding so loudly that their beats could be heard. Finally, the rescue team arrived at Cave 9. The kids cheered loudly upon hearing they could leave, echoing goodbye, darkness. Full of hope for the light, the rescue doctor had some ideas, and the coach picked 4 kids, with Little Chai stepping up like a champion ready to shine. Little Chai put on the oxygen mask, but it was way too big for him, so he had to switch out. "Sorry, buddy." Another boy squeezed into his diving suit, swallowed a pill, and with his hands and feet bound, he walked up to Harry and whispered, "I'm ready." Then Harry blurted out, "Please forgive me," as he administered anesthesia to the boy. What a wild dream indeed. Have you, by any chance, already turned into a world champion? The anesthesia kicked in, and the boy slowly drifted off, while Jason secured his oxygen mask. Once secured, they gently eased him into the water, embarking on their first underwater transport adventure. But anxious Harry totally forgot about Rick's signal. Once anesthesia starts, it can't be stopped. Faced with emergencies, everyone must grit teeth and carry on. Soon, Rick brought back the first kid unharmed. The good news made everyone breathe a sigh of relief. But the little guy started showing signs of waking up after leaving the transfer station. The responsible diver halted swiftly, considering another anesthesia shot, but hands shook like dancing from fatigue. The anesthesia needle nearly plummeted to the bottom, but just as the boy was about to wake up, they finally found and injected the anesthesia. Meanwhile, John brought the second child to the transfer station successfully, but the mood was a bit tense. Once in water, the kid stops breathing, resumes when out. After several cycles. Subtitles. The child's condition finally stabilized after enduring a heart-stopping 7.5 hours. The first child was rescued. Harry watched at the cave until all 4 were safe, then sighed in relief. Subtitles. The first group of boys were successfully rescued, and Harry stared anxiously until the doctor confirmed that all 4 children were safe and sound, finally easing his worries. In the rescue, they created and witnessed a miracle. The helicopter's back and forth flights gave volunteers hope. But Rick and John looked serious, having saved 4 heroes. But if things turned bad, public opinion would flip like a book. Everyone only cared about the end result, but who understood the struggle along the way? Day 17 rolled in. They worked another miracle, rescuing 4 kids from the cave. However, at night, dark clouds gathered, threatening their mission. By now, the rainy season in Thailand has arrived. They found a proper mask for the youngest, but heavy rain hit. It made everyone very nervous. On day 18, the rain intensified and the fields turned into a vast ocean. Rescue difficulty soared to an unprecedented height. Rick said headquarters future actions weren't safe. Water levels in the cave tripled, meaning divers had to dive deeper and confront strong currents. Danger was everywhere. All eyes were on Rick. Press on or wait? His expertise decided. This was the final and most dangerous rescue. They absolutely had to get all trapped persons out tonight. When they reached Cave 9, little Chai's mask still wouldn't fit just right, making for a comical sight.